of Rochester, New York. It's cold every day. We get a snowflake at least every day. And I came all the way down here to Jacksonville, Florida, with my girl, Roxy Hall, to let you know that it's time to be SHEnergize. Y'all don't know nothing about this. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. You are and I am here at this time, at this place, at this moment in our lives, and this is a new year. Do you really know what that means? It's a time for new beginnings. To tap into the reality of you, your new self, destined to be, to live, to grow, to thrive, to give, and to most of all, be SHEnergize. Say that with me. SHEnergize. To be SHEnergize. You are Shenergy. I am Shenergy. I need you to stand up for a second. I want you to really understand who you are. So many times we spend so much time looking at other folk that we can't even see what we have. So I need you to just look over yourself. Check yourself out. You are Shenergy. I am Shenergy. From the crown of your head to the pearl, weave, natural, dye, lock, twisted, free-flowing hair. You are Shenergy. It's the story that's told in your eyes. It's the upward turn of your lips. It's the design of your nose. It's the fullness of your cheeks. It's the tantalization of your tongue. It's the glistening of your teeth. It's the timbre that I hear in your voice. Baby, you are Shenergy. The strength of your shoulders, the slope of your neck, the arch of your back. It's the span of your arms, the reach of your hand. It's the touch that comes from fingertips. Baby, you are Shenergy. It's the curve of your waist that freely flows to your wife, along with the identical twin of your left hip. It's the roundness of your rump shaker that leaves brothers swooning in the wake of your switch, begging you to swing low, sweet shadow. As the fragrance of you urges them to quickly follow before it dissipates into the atmosphere, baby, you are Shenergy. It's the bend of your knees, the power of your thighs, the tenderness of your calves, the delicate design of your ankle. It's about the wonderment of your womanhood. It's your secret garden. Or is it?
Wow.
Is it? Is the totality of your SHEnergize self what we see? Is that what it's all about? Is the totality of who you are founded upon the look, the make, and the model? Is it about what we see? Is it about the palette from which your complexion comes forth? Is it about the shade and the color of your skin? The cocoa brown, cinnamon, mocha, vanilla, white chocolate, caramel, coffee with 1 or 2 creams, the golden brown, the honey brown, the honeydew. Honey, do you. Don't do me. Do you. Because what we see, this house, this body, when I'm looking at you, and you look back at me, is that what Shenergy is really all about? Is it? You are Shenergy. Let your spirits be free, unharnessed, unshackled, unlimited, uninhibited to explore your SHEnergize self. For you see, baby girl, daughter, mama, grandmama, auntie, sister, friend, homie, my dear, SHEnergy is deeper than what you see. It's about the phenomenality of you. Say that with me. The phenomenality of you. Turn to the sister on your right and say, the phenomenality of you. She ain't even trying to hear you. Turn to the one on the left. Say, the phenomenality of you. Sometimes you just have to encourage yourself. So say, self, it's about the phenomenality of you. That's what it's about. So let's get down with it. Who are you? Do you really know who you are? If we were given a puzzle that would serve as a representation of you, and we were able to put those puzzle pieces together, what would we see? What is it about you and what is it about me that makes us who we are? What is it that defines us? Who are you? Understand that oftentimes what we see before words flow through teeth, before greetings are exchanged, before we even take the time to get to know one another, what we see with this eye, we allow this eye to determine the perception or what we think we know about someone before we even take the time to say hello. And it's this eye that serves as prosecuting attorney and judge and jury and bailiff. We allow this eye to tell us what we think we know about someone just by taking a glimpse at them. Who are you? You see, sometimes we get so caught up with the package that we won't dig deeper into the puzzle pieces of our lives. And it's those preconceived notions, those judgmental, sometimes biased conclusions that we come to that lead to names being called and labels being transfixed and designations being given. And then we take what we think we know about someone and we share it with somebody else. And then it goes down the grapevine, it's whispered down the lane, and before you know it, what you heard about yourself, before you're even given the opportunity to explore the reality of you, you're already jacked up. The reality of you, not her, and not her, but you. So I ask you again, do you know who you are? Do you really know who you are? Did you allow someone to define you? And if you did you believe them to the point that you took their definition and you've been carrying it around? You've been cradling it. You've been holding on to it like it's a security blanket. You wear it as a badge of honor. You wrap it around yourself like it's a cloak of comfort, and then you tell yourself that you can't live without it. You won't live without it because we're afraid. We're afraid to venture into the exploration of who we are meant to be. It's the fear of our energy, of our SHEnergy, that causes us to refuse to tap into the reality of who we are. It's the fear of who we think we can become without even taking the leap of faith to get there. It's our fear of the power of us, of our own selves. Marianne Williamson said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. And it's our fear that limits the scope of who we are and who we can become. We're afraid of our passion. We're afraid of the woman that was created to be more than what she's become. It's our fear of our power that causes us to retreat from us, our own selves. But it's time out for the backstepping and the backpedaling. Today we're here to do away with last year's excuses and even last night's tap dancing around the fact that yes, we are indeed powerful, that we are SHEnergy, that there's a phenomenality about each and every one of us. It's time to be SHEnergized, to reach out and to grab, to hold, to investigate, and to reveal to ourselves that in and of ourselves, we don't need any additives or preservatives to make us whole and complete. We're already enough. It's time out for playing games with each other, for playing games with ourselves. It's time out for us to realize that we are powerful, that we've always had this power. It's always been in our possession. Before we even walked through that door, before you arrived, you already had the power. It was already inside of you. But it's our refusal to tap into it that causes us not to be able to understand who we truly are. That we are indeed phenomenal. Who are you? What you see right here is merely an expression of the woman, the all-true woman, that resides within. You see, God has given each and every one of us something. And it's when we realize and we're willing to embrace and accept what He's given us that we can turn around and touch another sister so that she will realize that she possesses the essence of SHEnergy. And when you realize that, you can go anywhere. You can do anything. Nothing can stop you because of the power that you've had all along. Because you've decided to tap into that power. You see, we all have a heart. You can't hear my heart beating. I can't even hear your heart beating. If you listen closely, you can't even hear your own heart beating. You can feel the effects of it, but you can't hear it. Of course, a doctor can take a stethoscope and they can place it on your chest, and that doctor can hear your heart beating. But the only thing that doctor can do is listen. He cannot and he does not determine the rhyme or the rhythm of your heart.
That's right.
You have a heart. There's a passion about you. And the heart beating tells me that I'm not dead. Those things that are dead are only good for one thing, to be buried. What are you saying, Debb? Baby, you're alive. And it's that inner woman inside of you that makes you who you are. And just like that doctor can't determine and define and make you the rhythm of your heartbeat, I can't define it. And I can't tell you who you are meant to be. That's not my job. But I do know that too many of us have been living from, feeding on, and drinking the socioeconomic, sociopathic, unrealistic, unlimited, racially divided, chauvinistic, negative, nasty, narrow-minded, pull you back down, crab-like mentality, slave-like mentality, self-sabotaging ourselves, then we turn around and self-sabotage somebody else based on what we think we know about that person, but we have not taken the time to understand that there are puzzle pieces about each and every one of us. We have been living within the confines, the boundaries placed by somebody else that does not know your name, doesn't even care about your name, doesn't realize that there are puzzle pieces to your life. And then we gave that somebody the authority and the power and the permission to define us. And they don't even know us. It's time out for that. We've got to understand that we are phenomenal women. We get caught up with toxic relationships. We allow ourselves to be downtrodden and beat down. And then when we try to stand back up, there's somebody waiting to step on your neck and pull you back down. It's time out for that. And when you realize that there's a phenomenality about you, you will stand tall. You will stand strong. You'll realize that, yes, you can do all things. Yes, you can do all things. All you have to do is put your mind in the right position. That you realize there's a passion about you. You have to understand that there are puzzle pieces to your life. And sometimes the people that don't care about you, they could care less about the puzzle pieces of your life. They don't realize that there's a complexality about you. That there's something deep about you. These people that don't care nothing about you, they can't begin to touch and tackle the puzzle pieces of your life that were designed to bring you where you are right now. You are SHEnergy. Somebody else can't be your SHEnergy. Nobody else can play the role of you better than you. Do you know who you are? Well, let me tell you who you're not. You're not some number on a statistical report. You're not a label conjured up in the minds of the uninformed. You're not an afterthought of a brother that walks around holding on to what's between his legs like it's a pacifier. You are not someone that answers to the designation of a female dog or a gardening tool. You are not a governmental survey or a fiscal cliff factor. You are a woman. You are an empowered creation demonstrated through the being of a woman, designed to be a woman, designated as a woman. You are. You are. That's it in a nutshell. You are. You exist. You're here. You're alive. You've been here. You're here right now, and you're going to be here until you accomplish what God has destined for your life. You are. There's not enough Benjamins to determine your worth. There's not enough money to put a price tag. There's not enough words in the dictionary to explain the complexity of you. You simply are. Without excuses given, without explanations needed, you are. Without apologies, without regrets, without remorse, you simply are. You are who you are. When folk look at you, you're more than what they see. Not yet what you shall be. You are. When you were formed and molded, you are to become more than what you think you can, more than you can even comprehend in your mind. Maya Angelou said, phenomenal woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me, but we're taking it to a higher level today. Because in order to be SHEnergized, you've got to realize that there's a phenomenality about you. You see, there's this energy that resides way down in the reservoirs of your soul, where nobody can touch it. It's in the deep core of you. Well, Deb, how did it get there? God Almighty, the Creator, took the power that originated with Him, and He placed it deep inside of you, the creation, so that you would have energy. What is energy? Energy is available power. It's power that's at your disposal. It's the exertion of power. What you saying there? You, me, us, and we. When we were created, God gave us His power that resides in us so that we would have something available to us, and then we have the ability to accomplish what He has destined for us.
All right.
But this energy is unlike any other energy that you've ever heard of because of the house in which it dwells. It's a she energy. It's a SHEnergize. It's the available power, the use of power, the exertion of power through the touch, the feel, the strut, the walk, the step, the essence, the existence of a womb man. A woman. Do you know who you are? Do you realize that each puzzle piece in your life was designed and constructed to have direct contact with another puzzle piece? And it's made you the woman that you are right now. Do you realize that each happenstance, every encounter, every moment, every situation, each step was and is necessary in your life? Why? Because you are it. It's the puzzle pieces, baby. The encounters, the experiences in your life, the puzzle pieces, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We love the good. We'll talk all day long about the good. We cherish those memories. But it's the bad and the ugly. Those are the things that we want to scrape from the cobwebs and erase from the blackboards of our mind. But each piece, each puzzle piece fits snugly with the next one. Because all things, not some things, but all things, not just the good, but all things, the good, the bad, and the ugly, all things work together. It all works together for the good of them that love the Lord and are called according to His purpose. You see, it's those latter parts, the bad and the ugly. Those are the things that have more of an indelible impact on your life. And those are the things that bring about the refusal of the realization of the phenomenality of you. When you think about your life and your encounters and your experiences, it's those pleasant moments that make you smile. Those days when life was a bed of roses, you easing down the yellow brick road. Life, everything is happening just as it should be. Your car is full of gas, money in the bank, no complaints, no worries. Friends got your back, family's working as it should. But it's the bad. It's the ugly moments that we would rather forget. The bad. Those nights that were filled with pain, grief, and heartache, and hurt. Scrounging around for rent money. The phone rings and you got to check the call ID before you pick up the phone because it might be a bill collector. You can have a car, but it's a hoopty. You riding around on gas fumes. Your friends turn into frenemies. Family full of drama. Those are the bad times. The betrayal, the rape, the backstab, the ugly moments in your life. And even those times when things happen to our bodies heal. But it's our minds. Our minds stay there. And you can see something and it'll take you right back to that negative experience. And it jacks you up all over again. The ugly, the raping of your mind, the shame, the guilt, the pain. You remember the names they called you when you were little. You remember those secrets that haunt you at night and keep you from sleeping. The unforgiveness that you have harbored against yourself for years. The grudges that you hold against your sister. We won't want to talk about those things and we want to forget it because it hurts too much. And it's the bad and it's the ugly things that leave cuts and bruises and scrapes and pain and scars. But we forget. We forget that we have power inside of us. So much so that when we look in the mirror, We don't even look at ourselves for what we can be. Some of us are wearing masks. We can't even look our own selves in the eye in the mirror and see who we're supposed to be. Then when a brother steps to you and he calls you out of your name, you answer. When someone treats you like a second-class citizen, you tell yourself that you do that. When somebody tells you you can't go here or you can't go there, you accept it. We forget about the power, the available energy that's at our disposal, ladies. It dwells within us. We have always had it. We just have to tap into it and realize that we are truly phenomenal. You see, it's the bad and it's the ugly things that leave those scars and scrapes and bruises. They leave marks on our lives. But we have to go back so that we can be remarkable. We've got to go back and remark ourselves. We've got to remove the X that somebody put over your life and twist that thing and turn it into a plus. You've got to realize that when somebody called you out your name, you have to encourage yourself sometimes. You've got to remember who you are, that you are truly phenomenal. You are SHEnergy. Right. Nobody can take that from you but you. It's your remarkability that brings about your phenomenality. And with all the things that some of y'all been through, the testimony that you have, some of y'all ought to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. When you think about the stuff you've been through, some of y'all should be medicated to the brim. But you're not. You're here today. You tapped into the power that you have. It's that power that keeps you one foot in front of the other foot, in front of the other foot. And you keep on going, and even when you're knocked down, you can get back up again because there's power. There's available energy inside of you. Who are you? Who are you? It's this power that gives you peace. Even when all hell is breaking loose in your life. It's this power that gives you peace when the devil has stopped knocking on the door, but he busting it down and you sitting up. You say, come on, give me your best shot. Give me your best shot. You don't know what you're messing with. I am SHEnergy. Now SHEnergize that. There's a phenomenality about you. But what does that really mean? Phenomenality. The P-H-E. It means to speak. The N-O-M-E-N. That's the word that means name. The A-L is action. The I-T-Y is the state or the quality of something. Let's put it all together. Based on your SHEnergy, no matter what they said, he said, she said, we said, where they said it or the tone that they used at that time, you possess a phenomenality about you that causes you to speak your name and act like you know who you are.
All right.
That's the phenomenality of you. Let me say that again. You speak your name. You act like you know who you are. You can shout it from the rooftops. You're your own billboard sign. You're your own advertisement. And remember, the fact that you're phenomenal, the very fact that you are phenomenal, causes folk to look at you and wonder. They want to know what it is about you. They might think they know a little something, something. And some of them may appreciate the fact that you've had some good moments in your life. Some of them might rejoice in your bad moments. Some of them might even get real happy about your ugly moments. But what they don't understand is that the crisis that came along, it did not kill you. That the dilemma did not defeat you. It was there and it was sent to strengthen you. And so now the stuff that happened 10 years ago and 20 years ago, last week and 10 days ago, now you realize that all of the puzzle pieces fit together to bring you to this point in your life right now. And now because you know better, you do better. You take care of yourself. You realize that you are fabulously fine. And that you are SHEnergize. That's what causes folk to stop and stare. Because they know there's this inner light inside of you that's permeated its way on the outside of you. And they can see your shine. When you walk into a room, they see your anointing. They may not understand it. They may not be able to get down with it. But guess what? They don't have to. Because you are a SHEnergized woman. And what you do is not based on what somebody else thinks of you. It's that inner woman inside that comes on the outside of you. And it shines upward to the God that gave you what you have. To be the woman that you are. Destined to glorify Him. And edify and SHEnergize somebody else. You be saying, well, Deb, you know what? Oh, that sounds real, real good. And when folk leave here today, you're going to be on a high like you've never been on. But then the pain will come back. The bad things will happen. The ugly moments will transpire. And you'll feel pain again. You'll shed a tear or two. And you'll wonder how you're going to keep on making it. But I'm here to tell you that if I could be here today, from Philly, the hood, a hood rat, living life like it's golden, but doing the wrong thing. Daddy's a street pharmacist, selling drugs, doing his own thing, teaches me the game. I learned how to do it, use it, abuse it, sell it. I did all of that. But if God could reach down, see me in the midst of mess, and say, Dad, that's not the purpose I have for you. I'm going to SHEnergize you. I want you to realize that there's a phenomenality about you. Because Father knows best. All of the puzzle pieces come together now, and what you see before you is an inner woman that shines on the outside because there's a phenomenality about me that touches you so that you can be reminded that you are SHEnergize. You are. You are. And then you have a new name, a SHEnergize name, because there's a phenomenality about you. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Don't worry about somebody else calling your name. Everybody stand up for me again. Don't worry about somebody else calling your name. Here's your homework. Every morning when your feet hit the floor, after you thank God for waking you up and singing everything, that's the first thing you do. You go and you look in that mirror and you have a conversation with yourself. And you repeat after me. You say, self, you're looking good. And then you say, thank you, self. I appreciate that. If you do that every day, it doesn't matter what they call you. Because you know you can say your own name. You can shout it from the rooftops. Today, start over again. Know your name. Realize that your name has power. Say your name knowing that you have purpose. Say your name, say your name, say your name. Say your name knowing that you are the essence of SHEnergy. May God bless you. May He keep you. May you forever live and grow and know that you are SHEnergy. And there's a phenomenality about you.